All right, you welcome back to the curriculum class again. And of course, like I said, this video is going to quickly look at the foundation of curriculum studies, where we are going to explore one of the most essential questions in education, and that is, what exactly is curriculum? A lot of us might have been hearing the word curriculum here, curriculum there. What is curriculum? So together we are going to unpack the different meanings of curriculum. We're also going to examine its major interpretation and understanding the various types of curriculum that shape the teaching and learning in Nigerian context. Of course, we'll look at it from the formal curriculum used in basic school and then secondary schools as well, to the hidden curriculum found in daily school culture, to modern approach like competency-based and learner-centered curriculum. And of course, in this video, I will also give a solid foundation on how curriculum operates in real classroom, especially in our country, Nigeria. So without wasting much of our time, I'm just going to go a very brief meaning of curriculum, just a brief meanings of curriculum, so that we know what curriculum is all about. I know majority of us, we might have been hearing the word curriculum, curriculum, curriculum. People will be talking about curriculum. People will even be wondering, is there any difference between curriculum and then is there any difference between curriculum and syllabus? Because I know many people might have been talking about curriculum and syllabus. All right, so sorry for the break in transmission. Just to let us know some of those things that we talk about in the curriculum. So like I said, education remains the most powerful instrument for personal development and then the national transformation. And at the centers of every education lies what we refer to as a curriculum. And then when we talk about a structure plan that guide what learners should know, how the learner should learn, and how their learning should be assessed, that is exactly what curriculum is all about. So without a clearly defined curriculum, teaching and learning become disjointed, inconsistent, and even directionless compared to embarking on the journey without a map. It's just like some of us that before you gain admission into the tertiary institution, there are some things you have to follow. Number one is that you have to write SSC. After writing your SSC, you write UTME. And probably majority of us wrote what we call post-UTME. And all these procedure, they are the procedure that have been laid down by the policymaker that are in charge of education or that are in charge of institution, the one we call Nigerian University Commission. So the same thing is applicable to a curriculum. And that is why I said, you can just imagine if you said, without a defined curriculum, teaching and learning become disjointed, because it's going to serve as a guide. It's going to serve as a manual that teachers will follow in all their respective school. Because without that, everybody will just go into the class. I know how to teach mathematics, and they just start. Some can even start from mensuration. Some can start from fraction. Some can start for quadratic. But when there is a structure on ground, you know where to start from. You know that, of course, before you do anything that has to do with gaining admission into tertiary institution, you have to write SSCE. And your SSCE could be West African Senior Secondary School Certificate Examination or National Examination Council. Those are the two things. So you know that without that, some make use of NAPTEP. So you know that without that, there is no way you can go and write UTME. And by the time you write UTME, you have to write post-UTME. And that is after when you can now be talking about admission. There is a what? There is a design process on ground. So the design process that teachers use in our respective school is what we refer to as what? As curriculum. So let me just say, in Nigerian context, where education serves as a major tool for national integration, manpower development, global competitive, a sound understanding of curriculum is indispensable for every teacher in the training. So talking about curriculum is something that everyone has to make use of, because it's the guideline, it is the framework, it is the laid down rules, it is the roadmap a teachers will follow to be able to have what is it called? Effective teaching. Otherwise, without the guideline, without the framework, everybody will just be doing their own. So for you now, let's say for instance now, somebody want to teach biology and you just go ahead and start from reproduction without talking about some topics that has to do with the background information. And that is where that word curriculum could be seen as. So curriculum is a guiding framework that shapes the classroom, influencing the teacher decision, direct learners' experience. You may think of a curriculum as a navigation system for learning. Like I've just given you a very brief definition that it is just like a Google map. It's like you are going somewhere now and you don't know how to get there. When you follow Google map, you can start navigating through that system. It will be the one taking you from, okay, when you leave this place, you move to that place. When you move to that place, okay, there is a T junction there. You are going to take your right now. Taking your right in the next 5 minutes, you get to a particular place to your destination. So curriculum is like a navigation system for learning. It's the Google map that provide a clear route to a destination. So curriculum provide a structural guideline to ensure that learners follow an organized academic journey, to follow an organized learning journey. So I'm going to give you a kind of where the word curriculum even originates from. So the word curriculum originates from the Latin term currere or currere, C-U-R-R-E-R-E, currere. So currere mean in Latin word, it simply means a course to be run. It means a course to be run. That's the meaning of currere. So the word generates from the Latin word currere, meaning a course to be run. So this implies that education is purposeful journey. So the curriculum is the pathway learners must follow. That is a laid down framework that a learner must follow, that the teacher must follow, that everybody must follow. So in academic term, curriculum referred to as the totality of all learning experience plan. All learning experience plan, organized and implemented by the school to achieve educational goals. It includes what is being taught and how it's being taught. So that means in a curriculum, you must know what is being taught and how it is going to be taught. So let me just give you a very kind of a brief on what curriculum includes. So number one is that curriculum include formal subject. Inside the curriculum, there is something we call subject. So for every curriculum, you have to see different subjects. For instance, now the curriculum used at secondary school level, you are going to see like mathematics, English, chemistry, civic education, all the subjects they offer at secondary school. So when the curriculum comes to tertiary institution now, you'll be seeing different courses that have been offered in that institution. So one of those things that include curriculum is the formal subject. The second thing is the skill, the critical thinking, the collaboration, the digital literacy. The third one is the attitude and values. That is the discipline, the respect, the national consciousness. And the fourth one is the learning outcome. So for every curriculum, some of those things that include here, it must include the learning outcome. And that is why it is being defined as the totality of all learning experience planned, organized, and implemented by a school to achieve educational goals. And that's why I said it includes what is taught and how it's being taught. So inside the curriculum, there must be a learning outcome. The learning outcome is what the student should be able to do. At the end of this class that we are talking about now, you should be able to know the meanings of curriculum. You should be able to know different types of curriculum. So inside the curriculum, there should be a learning outcome. Another thing that includes in curriculum is assessment standard. The test, the assignment, the project. How do you assess the learning outcome? Other things that include in curriculum is the co-curricular and hidden experience. The rules, there will be some rules there. And the last thing that include in curriculum is the teaching method and the classroom activities. There will be a teaching method. What method are you going to use to teach this particular subject, or sorry, this particular topic? What other classroom activity are they going to do here? And that is what curriculum is all about. So in Nigerian context, curriculum is not limited to textbook or syllabus. It encompasses the learner's entire academic and social experience within the school environment. So in a broader way now, we can now say curriculum refers to the totality of all learning experience planned, organized, and implemented by school to achieve educational goals. Let me know if you can hear me clearly. Can you just type yes in the comment section if you can hear me clearly? Those of you that can hear me clearly, I just want to confirm if you can hear me clearly. Can you type yes in the comment section? Of course, like I said, this is something I just want to make sure I make this available. You can watch this at your leisure time. If you can hear me clearly, can you type yes? If I have anyone listening to me. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Aminat. Thank you. I also want to confirm from my end. I want to know how the audio quality is. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, that's fine. So that's curriculum. So you can also put it, maybe I will also do that if you have anyone that is still away. Instead of you watching TikTok now or watching doing Snapchat, you can join this to get a better understanding about the class. It is a free class. Let me try to see if I can use T online here. So, but I just want to make sure you can hear me clearly. Yes, I know, but I'm just trying to do a kind of a recap of what we have done, and then just try to give a very better understanding to clarify some things that may look somehow to you. So, like I said, so what it include? The curriculum include, like I said, it include the subject, that is the subject you want to teach, the skills and the values. It include the learning outcome. It include assessment as well. So why is curriculum? Why is curriculum important? Why is curriculum important? Why is curriculum important? That is the significance of curriculum in education. Why is it important? Number one, it is important to provide a structure. Number one is that curriculum is important to provide structure. A curriculum ensures that education follow a logical sequence, moving from simple to complex concept in an organized way. All what is just all about is that you just have to make sure that it is a process. Somebody cannot just come up one day from SS1 now and said you want to go and write UTME without having SSE. So curriculum is like that. It provides structure. For every curriculum, it has to provide a structure. Number two is that it has to set learning goals. It has to set a learning goals. There should be a learning goal. It clearly defines what the student should achieve by the end of the course or by the end of the academic year. So for the curriculum designed by the Nigerian University Commission for you now, it has to tell you that what at the end of your 4 years courses, you should be able to know this, you should be able to know that. So that's number two, provide structure. Number two, set learning goals. Number three, promote equality. Promote equality. Curriculum promotes equality. All students, regardless of their background, gain access to the same essential knowledge and skill. So as you are here now, the curriculum design should be something that every one of you should gain one or two things from. Number four is that the curriculum guide teacher is a teacher guide. It is an act as a teaching road map, helping educators plan lesson and track progress effectively. When you check your curriculum, you should be able to know that, okay, so far so good, I have been able to discuss this, I have been able to discuss that. And that is why for every mathematics class, for instance, for those of you in mathematics, the first topic they will be talking about is talking about the laws of indices. Those are the principles that guide mathematics. So they believe that one student can know all the laws of indices, you know almost everything about mathematics. I know likewise in your own area of specialization, there are some topics that it always become the number one topic in every classes. It's just like when we go to economics too. The first thing they will talk about is they talk about the principles of economics. So number one, it provides structure. Number two, it sets learning goals. Number three, it promotes equality. Number four, it guides teacher. Number five, it prepares students for the future. Beyond academic, a good curriculum instills critical thinking, creativity, and life skills necessary in a real-world situation. Those are the 5 reasons why curriculum is important. So I want to quickly take you to types of curriculum now. Types of curriculum. Basically, I'll be talking about the 6 types of curriculum. 6 types of curriculum. I'll be talking about 6 types of curriculum. Some scholars may believe there are still more than that, but I will talk about 6 types of curriculum. The first one is the formal curriculum. The formal curriculum, that is the official, the written syllabus prescribed by education board and institution. Those are the formal curriculum. It is the official, the written syllabus prescribed by education board or an institution. So, for example, we have subject curriculum. We have some that could be examination curriculum. For instance, now, like I talked about the last time we met, examining body can come up with telling us that this is our own curriculum we are going to use for the so-so-so and so-so-so period. That one is examination curriculum. There is also what we call subject curriculum. All those ones are formal curriculum. Those are the written prescribed by educational board or institution. Then there is something we call informal curriculum. Informal curriculum. Those are the learning that happen outside structured classes. like social skill, teamwork, problem solving through group activity. All those ones, they are informal curriculum. And there's something we call hidden curriculum. Those are the unspoken lesson students absorb in school, such as discipline, punctuality, respect, gender roles. All those things, you cannot see them in the formal curriculum. They are called hidden curriculum. Nobody will tell you that you should not go and put your hand inside fire. Have you ever seen any curriculum that talk about that? That's, oh, there is a curriculum that talk about never put your hand inside fire. No, you are going to learn that probably either by incidental learning, or you see somebody that mistakenly put their hands inside fire and it burned them and they will shout, yay. So from there, it becomes a curriculum for you that henceforth, don't put your hands inside fire. If you put your hands inside fire, it's going to burn you. So that kind of curriculum is an hidden curriculum. Then we also have discipline. Maybe you go ahead and you slap someone that is older than you and you get like 3 or 4 slap back. That is telling you that you should not misbehave to an elderly person. All those ones are a hidden curriculum. So there is also what we call core curriculum. Core curriculum. It is a set of essential subjects or skill that every student must learn, usually including math or in sciences or in languages. Those are the core curriculum. Core curriculum is somehow related to formal curriculum. And there is something we normally do in our school that is called co-curricular curriculum, that some of us call extracurricular activity, like doing sports, like doing literary and debate, like doing club. There is no formal curriculum for that. Those are those ones we call co-curricular curriculum, that some of us call extracurriculum activities. All those ones, they are co-curricular curriculum. And there is something we call integrated curriculum. An integrated curriculum is a modern approach where subjects are connected to each other, allowing students to see the bigger picture, combining sciences and technology with real-world application. Of course, while they were planning computer curriculum now, nobody think of artificial intelligence to come up. So you can now start seeing people in computer talking about artificial intelligence and coding, artificial intelligence and this, artificial intelligence and that. Those ones are integrated curriculum. Those are the modern approach where subjects are connected to each other, allowing students to see the bigger picture. So those are the 6 types of curriculum I'm going to share with you. So I'm going to move on now to another subtopic, which I'm going to call the component of curriculum. The component of curriculum. Component of curriculum. What are the components of a curriculum? So for a curriculum to be effective, it usually includes 5 components. For a curriculum to be effective, it usually include 5 components. Number 1 is the learning objective. The learning objective. A clear statement of what students should achieve by the end of the lesson or the course. So one of the components of a curriculum is that it should include learning objective. Number 2, a curriculum should include content, the actual material to be taught, that is the topics, or if it should be in the case of textbook, it should be chapters. So one of the components of curriculum is the learning objective. A curriculum should have a learning objective. Number 2, it should have a content, that is the actual material to be taught. Number 3 is the teaching method, the approach to use to deliver the content, such as lecture method, group work method, discussion method, or digital tools. Those are teaching method. Number 4 is the assessment, that is the way to evaluate the student learning, including the test, assignment, the project, and the presentation. Number 5 is the resources, the material, and the tools. For example, the textbook they want you to use, some call that reference book. So inside the curriculum, it should include resources. That is the resources you are to use to teach that curriculum. So those are the 5 components of a curriculum. Number 1 is the learning objective. Number 2 is the content. Number 3 is the teaching method. Number 4 is assessment. Number 5 is what? The resources. So I'm going to quickly move on to how curriculum is being developed. How curriculum is being developed. Please, if you can still hear me, let me hear in the comment section. If you can still hear me clearly, let me know. For those that are joining me, like I said, this is just going to be a video that I will record, and I expect you to listen to this. So if you can hear me clearly, let me know. If you can hear me clearly, let me know. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, so let me move on to how curriculum is being developed. So curriculum design is a careful process involving research, planning, and evaluation. And I'm going to tell you the hypothetical way to unfold a curriculum. Of course, as a student of education, in the nearest future or after your graduation, they may say, oh, in our church now, or in our mosque, or let's say my alpha is looking at it that they want to talk about a tira, or they want to talk about prayer. And they now say they need some set of people to set out a guideline to follow. In one way or the other, you are being involved in curriculum development. It could be in church, and they will say, okay, those children we are teaching at the teenager level or the children's section, we want to teach them this. We want to teach them the whole New Testament. What are those topics can be under each of these? And they will start coming up. They will set up some people and they started, hey, can we do this? Can we do that? So you are trying to develop a curriculum. So developing a curriculum is a careful process that involves research, planning, and evaluation. So one of the first things to do in a curriculum development is the need analysis. Need analysis. That is the understanding the skill and the knowledge students need in that particular curriculum. Understanding the skills and the knowledge students need in that particular field. So for instance, now if they want to develop curriculum for mathematics, every people that will get involved in that curriculum, they must all be mathematics graduates. They must all be mathematics graduates. You can't just go and pick somebody that did not know anything about mathematics now to come and develop mathematics curriculum, or somebody that have never been into the classroom teaching mathematics. Or you want to develop curriculum that has to do with biology, that person must be a biology graduate. So the need analysis, that person must understand the skills and the knowledge student needed in that particular area. Number 2 is defining the learning objective. So that is, you must set a clear goals for what the student should know and how able to do it. So number 4 is content selection. You must choose your topic and the relevant material. Content selection. After you know the learning objective, that at the end of this subject, the student should be able to be mathematically oriented. And if you want to be mathematically oriented, what are those contents that will be under that? Okay, they have to talk about the 6 areas of mathematics: the algebra, the numbers and numeration, the geometry, mensuration, and statistics. So under that one now, they will now be talking about the kind of content they will put for GSS 1, the kind of content they will put for GSS 2. Inside your GSS1, there is first term, second term, third term. GS2, the same thing. First term, second term, third term. GS3, the same thing. First term, second term, third term. And there will be a content they will use under each of these. So that is content selection. The number 4 is teaching strategies. They were going to decide the best method to deliver that lesson. The approach you are going to use to take topic 1 may be different from the teaching approach you are going to use to take topic 2. And that is where the teaching strategies comes in curriculum development. Number 5 one is assessment planning. So designing the exam, assignment, and other tools to measure the learning outcome. Assessment planning. What kind of way? Somebody that wants to teach photosynthesis, for instance, in biology now, you cannot say everything is going to be exam. You have to do some practical or some project. Okay, when you are coming at the end of the lesson, the student should be able to know how plants grow through the chlorophylls, how plants searching for sun. So you can ask, okay, when you are coming, in the activity they are going to do, ask your student to bring a carton, plant a seed. After plant a seed, put a carton to cover it, open the carton somewhere. Tell the student to observe the seed growing for 2 or 3 weeks. And inside your activities now, they can now be like, from your observation, where did the growing or the plant pass through? In that wise now, the student should be able to tell you that it passed through where we open. You can now say, okay, photosynthesis is a process whereby green plants manufacture through the chlorophylls. So that means in that wise now, you must have an assessment planning. And the last thing in curriculum development is the feedback or the review. After you have done everything you have to do continuous improvement on the curriculum based on the student performance and the teacher's input and then the global trend. So those are how curriculum is being developed. Now, the next thing we are going to talk about is I want to quickly talk about the roles of teachers in curriculum implementation. As a teacher, what are your roles in curriculum implementation? Teachers are the key link between the curriculum and the student, because after being developed the curriculum is developed for both the teacher and the student. So that means there is someone that needs to interpret what is inside that curriculum for the student, and that is the teacher. So even if you have a well-structured curriculum, there is need for you to have a good teacher to interpret that curriculum. So the following are the roles of teachers in curriculum implementation. Number 1 is that the teachers stand as interpreting the curriculum. So the teacher will be the one to adopt what it suits in the different learning. So the teacher will be the one to interpret the curriculum, interpreting the curriculum. That's one of the roles of a teacher in curriculum implementation, interpreting the curriculum. Number 2, making learning more engaging, using creative teaching method to make lesson interesting. Number 3, providing feedback, assessing student progress and identify the gap. Number 4 is continuous improvement. So sharing feedback with education board to improve on the curriculum. And that is why we have what we refer to as curriculum review. And if you look at it now, in Nigeria now, just of recent, they just review our curriculum. And they were like, okay, there are some subjects that are not supposed to be there. There are some subjects that are supposed to be there. So I'm going to give us some of the there are a lot of misconception between curriculum and syllabus, and I want to quickly clarify that before we call it a day for today's class. So that is curriculum versus syllabus. What is the difference? Maybe I should even hear from you. Can you tell me in the comment section what's the difference between curriculum and syllabus? What's the difference between curriculum and syllabus? Maybe you can put that in the comment section. What's the difference between curriculum and syllabus? What's the difference? Okay, I'm going to tell you the difference now. Curriculum is a complete educational plan, objectives, subject, teaching method, activity, and assessment. While a syllabus is a subset of curriculum focusing only on the list of topics and chapter to be studied in a subject. And that is why I said the school will use curriculum, examining body will use syllabus, because examining body they change what they do. They can say this syllabus is for 10 years. After the 10 years, they change the syllabus. And that is why you hear UTME syllabus. That is why you started hearing that, oh, the textbook they read 3 years ago is no longer the textbook they are going to read this year, because they are making use of syllabus. So it is a subset of curriculum. Those are the type of extraction or extracted topics from the curriculum is what we refer to as what? Syllabus. Some of the topics extracted from the curriculum to achieve some certain goals within some stipulated time or year. So anytime you see them picking something out of something and they say, okay, this one is not talking about GSS1, you can see that for UTME syllabus now, you cannot see SS1, SS2, SS3 there. They will just put some certain topics there, and they will tell you that these are the topics you have to go and study in preparing for the UTME. So such thing is a syllabus. It is not a curriculum. It is not a curriculum. So this is where I'm going to end it, and I'm just going to summarize the whole of my classes today on the following. Number one is, what is curriculum in a simple word? Curriculum is the complete plan of learning in school and colleges. It includes the subject, the lesson, the activity, the teaching method, and the assessment that guides students throughout their education. That is a curriculum. Why is the curriculum important in education? Curriculum is important because it provides structures and direction to the learning. It ensures that students know what to study, teachers know how to teach, and progress can be measured through their clear objective and assessment. That is why curriculum is important. And what are the main types of curriculum? Like I said, we have formal curriculum, which is the official subject and the lesson. We have informal curriculum, which is the learning through activity outside the classroom. We have the hidden curriculum. Those are the unspoken value or attitude that students pick up. Those are unhidden curriculum. Like somebody that put hand in fire now and it burns you. You have get an hidden curriculum. So from there, you've learned something, and you did not learn that inside the classroom. You learned that through an incidental learning. There is something we call core curriculum. Those are the essential subjects like mathematics and sciences. Those are the core curriculum. Then there's something we call co-curricular curriculum. Those are the things we do like sport activity, literary and debate, personal developing activity. Those ones are referred to as co-curricular or extracurricular. So what are the key components of a curriculum? After one of the key curriculum, there are 6 key components of a curriculum. A good curriculum usually has a 5 components. Number one is the learning objective, the content, what you are going to taught the student, the teaching method, the assessment, the resources, and the material. So that is where we are going to stop this class. In our next class, we'll move on to the next topic. So in case if you have any question, you can drop your questions under the comment here, and I'll be replying, and I'll be telling you I'll be responding to all your questions in the comment section. Thank you. See you next time. If you are just joining here for the first time, you can try to subscribe here so that you get a notification when next we have another video related to this. You can also share this content with other students you feel, other students, teachers in training, teachers in service that you think this video can work for. So thank you and God bless you.